As we know, there are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there's some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns, the ones we don't know we don't know.
Yes, yes, yes. It's boxing talk with Rafi. What are we on? What are we on? Have I got my sound check? Is my sound good?
As we know, there are...
Damn, that's one hell of a time delay. Sound check complete. Okay, so where are we? It is boxing talk with Rafi 90. Damn. Yes, yes, yes. Where are we? Let me put the link in the chat. Let me put the link in the chat. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Once again, I forgot there's something I was going to do at the intro, and I forgot to do it. Never mind. I'm saving it up. I'm saving it up. Maybe third time lucky. Okay. So what is the state of play? What do I need to do here? The first thing I need to do is I need to, before we get into the topics, I need to put the description, re-put the description in the description box, since it often likes to go missing. Okay, where are we? Okay, so that's AWOL. It's AWOL there. I make a note of it. I make a note of it because I know it disappears with the StreamYard system. Copy and paste it elsewhere. And then, what the hell's going on? Where are we? Here we are. Here we are. Let's copy that. Doing this thing on the fly. And paste that. And boom. Okay, we're in good shape. Save. Let's make sure everything, all the data is in the right place. And head back over. Yeah, we're looking in good shape. We're gonna do a warm-in video. Okay, so tonight we're gonna be talking about, let me tell you what we're gonna be talking about before we do a couple minutes of the warm-in video. Okay. We're going to be looking at, where are we? Where are we? Where are the pictures? We're going to be talking about Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce. We'll be touching on that. And matter of fact, hold on, let me just share my screen. Let me just share my screen. Boom, 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 boom. Where are we? Yeah, we're going to be talking about Daniel Dubois. Going to have a look at Daniel Dubois' matchup with Joe Joyce. We're going to, what's over there? Yeah, there we are. What else are we doing? Yeah, that's fine. And we're going to be looking also at, let's get a better picture. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? We're also going to be looking at the recent revelations from Lou Dibella, that he was effectively fired from the PBC as a result of setting up the Dazn meeting. Not even a deal, it was a meeting. Set up the meeting with the Dazn, and interestingly enough, couldn't get no more work with the PBC. Why did that track just stop dead? As a matter of fact, that's cool, because what we're going to do is we're going to do the warm-in video, and then when I get back, we're going to commence with the show. but this is to get everybody warmed in, get settled in. Make sure you got your hot chocolate by your side. And he is the warm in video. I can locate it. There it is. There it is. Just a quick thing. It's just a quick one. So let's get that volume right. Where is it? Is that it? Is it right there? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let me share my screen with you. And is it an application? Is that what it is? No. Okay, let's share. Boom. Let's go full screen, shall we? And yeah.
Yes. Mr. Raphael Dawkins is the Comeback Radio. And today we're looking at the words of Andy Ruiz Jr. and also commenting on his proposed fight with Dillian White. So, without delay, let's have Andy Ruiz's latest utterances. Let's go.
A lot of things happened through that camp. I wasn't really focused. I wasn't in the gym how I should have, but of course it gives me the motivation to come back stronger and fitter, and for sure I'm gonna win when we negotiate the third fight. Well, there's always going to be haters, there's always going to be doubters. So, they're going to see a new Andy that's going to be focused, the same Andy that became the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world on June 1st. So, even better than that.
So what happened to Andy in the rematch? He says you're going to see a new Andy, a refreshed Andy.
Well, they're going to see a new Andy that's going to be focused, the same Andy that became the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world on June 1st. So even better than that.
Does Andy Ruiz deserve a trilogy? That's my first question. Secondly, I look at Eddie Hearn reveals progress making Dillian White versus Andy Ruiz after improved offer. Dillian White revealed that they made a big 7-figure offer to Andy Ruiz Jr. but are also in negotiation with Alexander Povetkin. Okay. Many doubted anything would come of the Ruiz offer. Hearn said that the money wasn't enough apparently, so we've improved it, and now we're talking. The Mexican-American has recently posted clips of himself back working out for the first time since his rematch defeat with Anthony Joshua on December the 7th in Berea, Saudi Arabia. Having beaten the Brit to become unified heavyweight world champion in June, Ruiz then admitted he frittered his glory away by coming in at over 20 stone for the return bout. It has been said that Andy Ruiz didn't train for the fight, but I have received news that Andy Ruiz came in or went over to Saudi Arabia lighter than his first fight with Joshua. But over the course of the 3 weeks, Andy Ruiz could not leave the buffet table. We've seen him eating pizzas. We've seen him tucking into. That's not the one. That's not the one. Where's the pizza shot? Maybe I got rid of it. Yeah, I've got rid of it. Tucking into pizza and all type of fare. You know what I mean? Probably a sample of sheep's eyes and what have you. We're just talking about a rematch with Joshua. My question is, what did he do to earn the first fight with Joshua? Much less the trilogy fight with Joshua. That is for you to discuss. Okay, so what say you? Or does Andy Ruiz deserve a trilogy fight with Joshua? And this, if so, what has he done to deserve it? And should he take the fight with Dillian White? They're in negotiations. The money's been upped. Have your say. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'm out.
A lot of things happened through that camp. You know, I wasn't really focused. I wasn't in the gym how I should have, you know, but, you know, of course, it gives me the motivation to come back stronger and fitter, and for sure I'm going to win when we negotiate the third fight.
Right. She said she need a couple racks for a first, so to go hit the block. Hey, I cannot tell if you love me or hate me, just give me some time. Yeah, this VVS was 1,000. I beat it up on the browser. This Gucci shoes, he's Italian. How about the
So, you know, there's always going to be haters, there's always going to be doubters. So, you know, they're going to see a new Andy that's going to be focused, the same Andy that became the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world on June 1st.
Okay. So let me close that down. Let me stop sharing that. Let me go over to where it's supposed to be. Let's get that. Uh-oh, that's not right. Let me line this baby up. Oh, we are joined by Big Boys Boxing. Big Boys Boxing, how you doing?
Not too bad, brother. And yourself?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Just trying to get this puppy to bark. Trying to get the puppy to bark.
Speak up.
Speak. Okay, we got it. We're in good shape. Am I ready for FaceTime? Am I ready? What the hell's going on? I'm pressing all kind of wrong buttons over here, but it's okay. Yes. Let me line this baby up. Okay. Session is dark. Don't worry. We're going to get some uplighting in a momento. I don't know where to start. I've got the big topic, the obvious one. I want to keep that. Don't want to lead off with that. So we're going to lead off with the Ruiz thing. We'll see in the video. Where are we? What's the numbers like? Okay. Numbers is good. Session is in session. Okay. Numbers is good. Let me start off with the Ruiz thing. Okay. First and foremost, let's acknowledge the chat. Cal L up in the building. Marla is here. I don't know if you can pronounce that one, Big Boys Boxing. I don't know if you can pronounce that one.
I haven't got the chat up, so I can't help you.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's in a foreign language, some kind of Arabic language. I hope he's not being rude there. No, I'm sure he's not. Red gloved militant up in the building. And as you can see, Big Boys Boxing is here. What are we talking about? What are we looking at? Yes, sound is good. Yes. What does that say? Redirection. I don't know. It's up to interpretation. Junior up in the building. What are we looking at? Indeed. Salute Combat Radio Nation. Okay. Anybody that I missed? Gucci Kid in the building. Who else we got? Okay, I think. What's going on here? Damn, is that a mango? I can see?
No, I was rock painting with my son yesterday.
Oh,
but,
okay. That's not a mango.
Yeah.
I can see the green thing.
No, it's a one of those bluestone rocks with yellow paint on it. Came out green.
That looks like a rather succulent mango. I thought Big Boys Boxing was trying to make me hungry, but I've just eaten, so I have no excuse whatsoever. I'm good. I'm full. What's going on here? Yep, the photo of him with Michael Hunter was not photoshopped. No, it wasn't photoshopped, but it looked kind of No, it wasn't Photoshop. He genuinely lost weight. Ruiz does not deserve
Yeah,
a
it was
trilogy.
only the last.
Last
It's
3
only
weeks.
the last couple of weeks where he packed it on, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, he packed it back on. And so I think there's a lot of talk that he wasn't training. Well, he wasn't training the way he was supposed to be training, yes, but he was training. He must have been training if he lost all that weight. Must have been.
Yeah.
But he went over to Saudi Arabia and, you know, the sheep's eyes. The sheep's eyes and, and the camel humps, etc., all that fantastic fare caught the eye of and the belly of Andy Ruiz Jr. and he blew back up. Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz is a good match. Hey, well, I just want to see Luis Ortiz versus a UK guy. It'd be nice. You know, it'd be very, very nice.
But
yeah.
not Dave Allen again.
Not Dave Allen. Dave Allen needs to rest and grow some brain cells for the ones he lost. For the fallen brain cells, he needs a rest. Man needs a rest. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. Nick Diaz up in the building. Okay. Will not be partaking in the consumption of green rocks tonight. Don't want to break your teeth. You don't want to cut your teeth on those things. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be like Ruiz, putting on all that rock weight. Oh dear. Okay. So where are we? We're looking blue today. Let's get some extra lighting going. Okay. So Big Boys Boxing. What are your views? What are your feelings? Your views on before we move on to other topics? On Ruiz talking about you know the trilogy with Joshua.
He's gonna have to earn it. He's not gonna get given it. Yeah, I think if he earns his way back into a mandatory or close to it, then he's would have proven that he's going to train properly, because he ain't going to get there without doing that for starters. So if he earns it, I'm down for it.
Yeah, what does earning look like? What does earning another title shot for Ruiz? What would that look like for you? Would you have an idea? Do you have a picture in your mind?
Beat Dillian White, beat Kubrat Pulev, beat a Jarrell Miller, beat a Joseph Parker. Any of those fights would make him worthy, in my opinion, but I think it's going to take more than one fight.
Yeah, that was
take two or three.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm talking about, I think, to me, he needs 2 or 3 top 10 wins to get himself back in title conversation.
Agreed.
At least, at least 2 or 3. I think that's once you've got 2 or 3, trying to accomplish something here that I've never done before. While I'm multitasking, trying to get a new thumbnail up of the show while I'm actually doing the show. So this is groundbreaking stuff. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm attempting first up here, and boom, that's what I want. Boom, that's what I've got. Boom, that is what I have saved. So I've executed the maneuver. We now have a new thumbnail, which is more germane to what the show is, this particular show, the topic of this particular show. And I think that's mission accomplished. I certainly hope so. Okay. So what are we doing? Yeah. Shiz Biz up in the building. Dave Allen needs to get out of boxing. Yes, I don't think there are too many people who would disagree with that position. Okay, so what are people saying in the chat about this topic before we move on? Yeah. Okay, so Tanaris Robinson, the first of the LDBC contingent, has made his way into the building. Always good to see you, Tanaris. I know you bring that LDBC madness and the PBC. They're being held accountable in here tonight because they've done our boy Lou. They've done him bad. They've done your boy Lou Dibella bad. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how long I delay before I get into the big one. I think I'm going to touch another topic before I get into that. Maybe even a topic or two. We're going to warm into that one. Where are we today? Okay. I'm going to go along this row and bump them off one by one. I think we're going to talk about Breedis. Then we're going to talk about Breedis and Dorticus next. Am I even sharing? Share the screen. Boom. Boom. And boom. Okay, so before we go over to Lou Dibella and some more heavyweight talk, I think it's only appropriate that we talk about this news. It's been out for a few days now. Been meaning to touch it. Haven't got a chance to touch it. Monday's show was action-packed, so I couldn't get it in there, but we can get it in today. We can get it in today. Getting it in, mate. Getting it in. So, both Marius Breedis and Dorticus prescribed to defeat each other. Prescribed? Say they're going to beat each other after meeting in Latvia on Wednesday to kick off their hotly anticipated World Boxing Super Series Cruiserweight Ali Trophy final in the Arena Riga on March the 21st. Okay, it's great to be in Riga, said Kale Sorland, Chief Boxing Officer of the World Boxing Super Series. It's an amazing opportunity to present the final for this biggest, greatest prize in boxing. Okay, I want to get to the pertinent points. The tickets are flying off the shelf, and we expect to sell out within hours, if not days. This is going to be an epic event. Okay, so Dorticus seen on the right, the Miami-based Cuban holding the IBF title, was oozing confidence on stage. I'm excited to be here. I feel like I'm at home here in Latvia. My prediction is simple. On March 21st, you will know why I am called the KO Doctor. I am humbled to be so far to have made it to this point in the tournament and to fight for the Muhammad Ali trophy. That trophy has my name on it, and I'm going to take it home. Breedis responded to Dorticus's prediction by predicting a nickname from earlier in his career. My nickname used to be the traumatologist, the Latvian said. Two doctors are going to face each other in the ring. So let's see which one comes out on top. I don't really get that analogy. Two doctors. The knockout doctor. Okay, I'll get you. To win this trophy would be a great celebration for Latvia. But now it's time to put in the hard work and get in the ring. I believe we can expect a great fight because my opponent is a great fighter. I hope he's not just a loud speaker. Okay, so that's going down in Latvia on the, the 21st of March. It's the Dorticus versus Breedis. So that's an interesting fight there. Let's stop sharing. Interesting fight there, Big Boys Boxing. What's your overall take on that matchup? High level.
It's very high level. I'm looking forward to it. The style clash is going to be interesting. Dorticus is somewhat one-dimensional, but he hits really hard. And Breedis can pull a performance out of the bag like we saw against Usyk. So I don't know who to pick in this one. And those are the kind of fights I want to see. So
Same.
I'll go out on a limb though, and I'll say Dorticus via late stoppage. No confidence in it though.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's a very tough. It's a very tough pick. Dorticus is the knockout doctor. Breedis, I mean, to give people Breedis looks like more of an athlete. He's got that rocking, that kind of six pack. Looks like got more of an athletic look to him. Dorticus looks more like a 400 or 800 meter runner, to be honest with you. But he does pack a wallop. It's a pick'em. It's a pick'em. You make your mind up. But since Big Boys has gone with Dorticus, I will go with Breedis. Also, no confidence in it, and that's what makes this such a compelling fight. Nobody really has that much conviction in picking because it's tough. It's high level boxing, and both of these guys can see off the other. It's a question of who's going to do it. Which guy is going to do it? Let's have a look. I'd better not ref that fight. Yeah, Bird. What's his name? Bird ref, I think, Dorticus's last fight. The last fight that I saw Dorticus with when he was doing the his kickboxing elbow style and dropping what's his name? Glowacki. Dropping him, and Bird was the referee, and shock of horror when I looked over and I saw his missus, Adelaide Bird, sitting there with the big glasses, and she was the ref. So one Bird was the ref, and the other Bird was a judge. And I thought, OMG, that wasn't a good look. Big Boys Boxing, that wasn't a good look.
Not at all, man.
No.
The WBO did want that run back, and that's why Breeders had to drop their belt. So,
yeah,
Bird, that was a poor performance from him. But you know, I don't think the retaliation was called for from Breeders. He could have got a disqualification possibly if he hadn't retaliated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. It's done and dusted. I would have liked to seen it run back, but hey, it gives a UK guy.
Why didn't they run it back? I thought they were going to run it back. What happened?
They ordered it to be run back.
Yeah.
But Breeders has this final. So he chose to go with the WBSS final rather than run it back with Glowacki. So they stripped him. Now Lawrence Okoli is probably going to fight Glowacki for the WBO belt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right, because that was for the WBO. It had nothing to do with the World Boxing Series, did it?
Correct.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That makes sense now.
Oh, actually, it might have still been a WBSS semi-final.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it probably was. Yeah, it probably was. But somehow Glowacki got dropped by the wayside instead of him going for the running it back.
Yeah,
he ended up in the final. Yeah, I need to brush up on the exact sequence of events on that one. I think that one passed me by. But what we do know is Dorticus is now in the final, facing what's his name? Yeah, the Dorticus versus Breedis. Okay, so yeah, Bird should not be there. Bird needs to be in that support group. How do you allow a round to go 4 minutes? Okay. Later. Peace out, Junior. Peace out. Thanks for coming in and dropping a like. And thanks for being a follower on Twitter. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, folks. Okay. I think that one is done and dusted.
Just before you move on, to let everyone know that fight is on the 21st of March.
Excellent. 21st of March in Latvia. Okay, so that one is done and dusted. Tick that one off. Okay, and we're going to the next thing. Remember, the big topic the big subject here tonight will be it will be Lou Dibella getting exiled by the PBC. Lou Dibella speaks on it for the first time properly. I mean, people could work it out. He did the last thing Lou Dibella did with PBC was set up the Dazn meeting, and then you never heard Lou Dibella's name mentioned with Al Heyman, PBC ever again. So you didn't have to be a rocket scientist. Didn't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that, the source of the problem was clearly that Lou Dibella set up the meeting with Dazn, exposed Deontay. I'm not even going to go into that too much right now. We're going to save that one. I want to get through a few other topics before we head into that. Okay. Then we're going to go with this next. I've got too many windows open. Way too many. But okay, we're okay so far. So let me see what you guys are saying. Okay. And then we're going to go share the next thing, on to the next thing. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so Joseph Parker states, after my next fight, there are a lot of big fights we can make. Okay, so Joseph Parker aiming to have a big year in 2020. And let's see what Joseph Parker has to say. Okay, so the former WBO heavyweight champion only fought once in 2019, stopping Alex Lepai in June. He was slated to face Derek Chisora in October, but those plans were scuttled when he fell ill to the effects of that damned spider bite he suffered in his native New Zealand. Hey, I hope you got your neck stockings on. I hope you got your neck stockings on, big boys. You don't want to, fall foul of those dastardly tropical spiders, my friend. Okay, so Parker was a very.
Well, we don't have many. We don't
carry on.
We don't have many poisonous ones down here, but the one he got bit by is called a katapo. You don't see them very often. I've never seen one. So
I was going to ask you that. You've never seen one lurking in your garden?
No, man. No, I've seen a redback spider that comes from Australia and a whitetail spiders. They're the slightly poisonous ones that we get here. But
Damn.
I've never seen our native katapo before.
Damn, and perhaps that's all for the best. Perhaps that's some things you don't want to see, big boys. Certain things you don't.
Indeed, that's why I live in New Zealand, not Australia.
Okay, so let's just touch on this article a little bit. Okay, so yeah, before he got suffered the spider bite in New Zealand, so Parker was very upset that he wasn't able to go through with the Chisora showdown. Chisora is a fight I wanted to fight because of the wins he has had recently, and he's looked good. He's been calling me out, and we made the fight happen. Then 4 to 5 weeks into the camp, I felt pretty sick and went to the doctors. Turned out it was a spider bite from New Zealand. The doctor pretty much said I was not fit to train or fight. I was so excited. I really wanted to fight, but the body was not listening. The 28-year-old Parker will return to the ring on February 29th in Texas on the Mikey Garcia, Jesse Vargas undercard. That will be streamed by Dazn. Okay. At the time this article was wrote, Parker's opponent had not been finalized. After his next fight, Parker has his sights set on facing the biggest names possible in the heavyweight division. The plan is to lock in this opponent, and look good, fight well, and move on to bigger and better things. There's a lot of big fights that we can make just as long as we win. and take care of business first, said Parker. As for the main event on February 29th, Parker couldn't pick a winner. There are two good fighters, and that is going to be a great fight. Both are great fighters, and I think there will be a lot of action. Both guys have a lot of skill. I don't know who is going to win. Who's the main bill on that? Who's the main event on that card? You know, Jono?
Vargas and Garcia, isn't it?
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know who it was for that one. I didn't know. Okay, so that is the article. Where are we? Yeah, so we still don't know who his opponent's gonna be. What's the date?
No, there was Marius Breeders came out a few days ago, saying that he's going to be the one that Parker's fighting. They're just sorting out the final paperwork, but then the next day, old David Higgins came out and said, yes, Marius Walker's one of the 4 possible opponents. You'd be silly to think it is him without confirmation, but you'd also be silly to think it wasn't him with this rumor going around. So we don't know. I've just looked at Boss Rick and it's still TBA. So
damn, TBA. That's not what we want to hear. That's not what we want to hear. How you feeling about you're a New Zealander? How you feeling about your New Zealand boy on the Matchroom so far? They've been together for what, a year now? Has it been a year? Has it been 8 months, 6 months, 8 months, a year?
Oh, it's been a while. It was before the Leopai fight. The spider bite happened and that screwed things up a bit, so there was a bit of a delay there. But personally, I'm not extremely happy with how Eddie's handling Joseph Parker. He seems to be favouring the British fighters, even the ones that aren't contracted to him, like Derek Chisora.
Yeah.
Over Parker. So I don't know. It was only a 3-fight deal for Parker with Matchroom and Dazn. So they better step up the act and do a bit more for Joe, or he'll end up going to Top Rank, I think. Damn.
More opportunity over there at Top Rank, or you're so underwhelmed with the zone. You're thinking anywhere would possibly be better than this.
No, I just think that Top Rank is most likely because there used to be a co-promotion deal that Joe was on that never got utilized with Top Rank.
Yeah.
And also he's very pally with Tyson Fury at the moment, and he's there. So, and, Top Rank's starting to develop a bit of a heavyweight stable with the likes of Oscar Rivas, Kurat Pulev, Ajit Kabiel, Carlos Takam, all those guys as well. So
has just signed over there, of course. Big Belly Miller's just signed over Top Rank as well.
Yeah, so, officially announced today.
Yes. So it looks like they got a nice little heavyweight situation going on over there at Top Rank. So there are options for Joseph Parker if he continues to be underwhelmed. It's only a 3-fight deal. So his options remain open. So that's the way it's supposed to be. That's why Australia is on fire. Someone said they wanted to get rid of all them spiders. Up to this point, I'm not happy with Matchroom. They aren't doing much. I understand my New Zealand friend saying that, but I don't know. I think it's early days. Things can change. Look at what happened to Andy Ruiz. Things can change overnight in the heavyweight division. I think he'd be wise to stick around for a little while and keep his ear to the ground for opportunities. But I understand the opposing argument, Big Boys Boxing.
Roger that.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Joe said himself he wants to fight at least 3 times this year. If he can't get those 3 fights done this year, then options are open, like you say. We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, options are open. Time will tell what happens with Joseph Parker, but yeah, it's early days yet. I think it's early days, early doors, and there's time for big movements to go down. Okay, so we've chopped that one up. I think it's time. Is it time yet? I think it's time that we look at the Lou Dibella situation. Lou Dibella, where is it? Have I got the audio for that? Do I have? I actually have. I don't know I have the audio because I got the damn video. I did the damn video, so I must have the audio. Okay, let me just play a little bit of the audio. Excuse me, audio from the video. There's the video. Oh, okay, that's doing quite well. Just released today. Let's.
Yes.
Yeah, that's me. Let's scroll on until I get to the audio. Yep, I've located it. Easy job. Let's kill. Or do I keep that in the background? Yeah, probably keep that in the background. Don't want no kind of issues. Okay, so let's listen to the audio. Let's see if it's loud enough.
Over to you.
I answered that question a million times before. I know. Everyone knows that I'm working with Deontay. I haven't been shy. My relationship professionally as a promoter for Deontay and working with Deontay.
All right, let's bring that back. Let's get this nice, clear, and concise.
From the man himself, Lou Dibella. Over to you.
I've answered that question a million times before. I know. Everyone knows that I'm working with Deontay. I haven't been shy. My relationship professionally as a promoter for Deontay and working with his team ended when I set up the Dazn, which is also perverse. What did I do? I tried to talk to everyone in the marketplace and make a best effort to make the most money for a guy that I cared about and I worked with. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? And because you know what? I mean, I had a decent run with Deontay. I have nothing bad to say. Everyone knows that I'm working with Deontay.
Lou Dibella. Over to you.
I've answered that question a million times before. I know. Everyone knows that I'm working with Deontay. I haven't been shy. My relationship professionally as a promoter for Deontay and working with his team ended when I set up the Dazn, which is also perverse. What did I do? I tried to talk to everyone in the marketplace and make a best effort to make the most money for a guy that I cared about and I worked with. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? And because you know what? I mean, I had a decent run with Deontay. I have nothing bad to say about him. I wish him this man well. I see him, I'll say hi. I don't think he has a bad word to say about me. And it would.
So, Lou Dibella.
Okay, so did you catch that, Big Boys Boxing? Did you catch what he said?
Yeah, man, I've watched it a few times already as well.
Okay. You want to lead off with that one?
Okay, man. It's pretty sad that Lou Dibella has been fired for doing a good job for a fighter that he has been working for. You know, he went out, found the best deal he could find, arranged a meeting. Al Heyman went there with Deontay Wilder, had the meeting, whispered and snickered in his ear about the offer that was made.
Yeah.
And then turned it down and walked away. And fired the man who set up $100 million deal for Deontay Wilder. You know, Lou Dibella's made it quite clear that he's not a Al Heyman puppet.
Mm-hmm.
So he went out and tried to work for the fighter.
Yeah.
And the consequences are he's fired. I mean, that's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It is.
Extremely sad.
It's very sad. So it's been made clear. I mean, that's why I played the audio twice, made a video about it. I've spoke about it. I'm pretty sure I might have to start filing a damn index on everything I say because I can't remember in which show I already said that Lou Dibella got fired by PBC, by Al Heyman for bringing Deontay Wilder to the table. But where exactly I said it, I can't specifically remember, but probably said it more than once. But it's very clear. Like I said before, it was very clear that Lou Dibella no longer working with PBC. Al Heyman, it was pretty clear the root and the problem and the cause of that relationship coming to an end. Because we know, like I think I've just said, we know when Lou stopped working with PBC, with and for PBC, and it was exactly after the last thing he did with PBC was took Deontay Wilder along with Al Heyman to meet with John Skipper at the Dazn offices for Deontay Wilder to receive that offer, the Dazn offer, the 100 million for 3 fights. After that, as has been pointed out, when John Skipper told Deontay the figure, it is reputed that Al Heyman leaned over to Deontay Wilder and said, "There's some Floyd Mayweather training camp money," implying to Deontay Wilder that was chump change. Now, if he's implying it's chump change, if he tells Deontay Wilder that the offer he has just received is Floyd Mayweather training camp money, if he says that, then one, Deontay Wilder ain't no Floyd Mayweather. So if it is Floyd Mayweather training money, then Deontay Wilder should have happily took that Floyd Mayweather training money, because he ain't no Floyd Mayweather. That's one. Two, of course, that's just smack talk from Al Heyman. It's nonsense designed to. It's almost like a mind game, because what it does, what that statement did, what that statement said to Deontay Wilder is it said, well, basically, what I'm saying to you is that is chump change. And if you accept that offer, what you're telling me, that is what Al Heyman's playing. This is how Al Heyman's playing tricks with Deontay Wilder's mind. So Al Heyman is effectively saying to Deontay Wilder, I've just told you that's chump change. If you accept that offer, then you're telling me that you are a chump. That's what you're saying to me. You're a chump. Big Boys Boxing. Big Al Heyman played mind games with Deontay Wilder and basically prohibited him from taking the 100 mil offer by subliminally or subtly suggesting to him that is effectively chump change.
It's exactly it. It's brainwashing. But I've often wondered how Al Heyman does this. But the only way I can see him getting away with this sort of commentary is that Deontay Wilder has to be thicker than pig poo.
Yeah,
he's got to be thick to take on that. This is Floyd Mayweather training camp money. But yet, in the last 3 fights, he ain't going to make that. Even if he gets $50 million for this Tyson Fury fight, he still ain't going to get anywhere near the 100 million he could have made. So, Al Heyman's talking through a hole in his head.
Yep.
And
it's not his mouth.
It's not his mouth, yeah. And people seem to believe it. I mean, there's no one else in boxing who's like Floyd Mayweather who can make Floyd Mayweather money, so that comment means nothing.
It's nonsense. It's nonsense. And if it is training camp money, hey, who would turn down some of that 100 million Floyd Mayweather training camp money? Who turned that down? No, man.
Now, why didn't Wilder say, okay, you get me into one of those training camps then, because this boxing business ain't making me enough money?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really is. I think we're talking about manipulation here. Yeah, we're talking about some serious manipulation. He basically put Wilder in a position whereby you're saying, yo, bro, this is chump change. Well, if it is chump change, where's the big money? So basically there's a promise. Basically, Deontay Wilder is living on a promise made by Al Heyman that he will. You see, you can flip it now. You can flip it around now. You can look at it a different way. You can say, if Al Heyman did say what he's reported to have said, that the Dazn offer was chump change, was training camp money for Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather training camp money. If that is the case, if Heyman did say it, it's been reported by several sources, then surely the onus now is on Al Heyman to come up with the big money that is not Floyd Mayweather training camp money, because so far, from what we know, Deontay Wilder hasn't been making even 1 day's worth of Floyd Mayweather training camp money. If 100 million equals a Floyd Mayweather training camp, then Deontay Wilder hasn't even been making 1 week of Floyd Mayweather's training camp, 1 week's worth in terms of income. So if 100 mil is Floyd Mayweather training camp money, then surely the onus is upon Al Heyman now to provide Deontay Wilder with purses that supersede Floyd Mayweather training camp money, or even come up to Floyd Mayweather training camp money. Big Boys Boxing.
Yeah, come on now. You talk the talk.
Yeah.
Now, where's the walk?
Yeah. Where is it? Dazn offered.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. Well, that's what Deontay Wilder should be saying, surely. That's what Deontay Wilder should be saying now. Come on, Al. You told me that was just training camp money from the Dazn offered me. But so far, we haven't really been getting nothing like that. So, where is it? Where is the real money? You said that was fake money. Where's the real money? Where the real money at?
And it totally contradicts an old comment from Deontay Wilder. Hey, it ain't about money. It's about legacy.
It's about legacy. But then, of course, he flipped that again. And he said, it ain't even about legacy no more. It's about the money. We got to get compensated. He said it in the ring after was it the Breezel fight or the Ortiz fight? The Breezel fight. Said it in the ring after the Ortiz fight. I think I got a video on it. Yeah, I have. Check the library, folks. You don't have to check the library. You just go on my channel and you'll have a search bar, and then you just Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, and then put the subject in. So if it's Wilder v Breezel, put that in. Boom, you'll get a selection, because I cover all of that. Yeah. So then in the ring, he said, we have to get compensated for this. We ain't even supposed to get punched in the head. So we gotta take time. All we ask is for patience and time, because we gotta get that money. I gotta be properly compensated. So it ain't even about legacy no more. It's about the money. So Mr. Paradox, Mr. Contradiction himself, up to this point, okay, I see that. Yeah, so Blue Blood Sports TV is comedy gold. Now, he's trying to explain to Lou. He's trying to explain Lou being fired. Damn, that would be comedy gold. That would be comedy gold, coming up with all that crapola that he would have to come up to make sense of that. Big Boys Boxing.
Yeah, I was going to say it's time for Deontay Wilder to take that name tag he's put on that green belt, Sophia. Take that off and put a price tag on it then.
Yeah.
Sell that belt, because it's all about the money now.
It's clearly all about the money. It's clearly all about the money. And it's also all about manipulation. PBC fighters being manipulated, because that statement there, that was chillingly manipulated. Manipulative. Chillingly manipulative.
You can liken it to a comment from Barry Hearn. It's like a slave contract.
Well, I thought of the plantation situation. because clearly, if there's been a narrative from overseas talking about hold on, where's the link? Why don't I drop the link in here? Where's my manners? That's not it. That's something else. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, from overseas, we've had the narrative about plantations, but surely there can be no ambiguity that Massa Hearn is paying more right about now. Big Boys Boxing. Massa Hearn has the better plantation when it comes to financially remunerating his let's call them workers.
Yeah, and with Hearn, man, you want to make money, you know where to go.
Earn with Hearn. I think Deontay Wilder needs to switch over to Massa Hearn's plantation. There's work over there all year long. No sitting around for 9 months, getting 10 months, getting a late notice call, and that's your fight for the year. None of that malarkey over on Massa Hearn's plantation. Yes. Big Boys Boxing. I mean, the Boxing Jedi up in the building. Legend ducking till this day. Corporate tribalism. Well, I think it goes beyond corporate tribalism. I think this is corporate protectionism. Al Heyman trying his damnedest to protect or keep all of his fighters in house. It's almost like he's scared. To me, it's like he's scared of cross promotional work. If he thinks there's any doubt, that's even a hint of a doubt that his guy might lose, it seems like he don't want it. Got people dangling on a string, got people dangling like a puppet on a string. But I think it's got to the stage now with Lou Dibella coming out and spelling it out. I mean, I'm sure he could spell it out more. I'm sure there's more details, but he's pretty much told the story. With Lou Dibella telling the story now that because he took Deontay Wilder over, he arranged a meeting for Deontay Wilder to meet with Dazn because they say they don't want to talk to Eddie, that we don't like Eddie, like some silly little schoolboys. Oh, we don't like him. We don't like you. We'll talk to you. We won't talk to you. Okay, fair enough. So talk to John Skipper. You talk to John Skipper. He told you what was up. And Al Heyman whispered in your ear, whispered some nonsense in your ear, talking about Floyd Mayweather training camp money. You bought it. You bought it, Deontay. It is up on you. You're the one. You're the one who messed up. What's going on? Yes. We are in here. You got any more you want to add on to that, Big Boys Boxing?
Just, PBC fighters, the notion that they are network free agents and their own bosses is totally bullshit. Excuse my language, Yeah, PBC are network free agent fighters as long as it's not fighting on Dazn or Top Rank or any other network except maybe BT Sport. Maybe.
Okay, so what did Marla say? Holyfield and Bo fought 3 times in 3 years. This situation with AJ and Wilder is a joke. Is an absolute joke. Absolute joke. Okay, so Tanaris Robinson, I was relying on you. I was waiting on you, Tanaris. I know you're the LDBC representative, and I was waiting for your take on this, Tanaris. Okay, so excuse me. So Tanaris says Joshua wants to fight in the UK. Josh, okay. I almost bit. You almost got me to bite there, Tanaris. It almost worked. Joshua wants to fight in the UK, but y'all don't have enough. OMG.
If Deontay was to fight Joshua in the UK, he'd make at least double what he's made in any fight so far. Easy. Probably closer to triple.
OMG. I mean, Damn, Tanaris, you almost got me speechless with that one. You almost got me speechless. Your guy, you have Deontay Wilder over there, 5 year heavyweight WBC heavyweight champ, making chump change. You got Deontay Wilder over there making chump change, and you're talking about the UK not having enough money when Joshua has been fighting pretty much damn near exclusively in the UK, and you can see what an economic powerhouse, even in defeat, you see with your own 2 LDBC eyes what a economic powerhouse Anthony Joshua has become, fighting almost exclusively on UK soil. And you say that? You cannot be serious, man. In the words of one of your great Americans, you cannot be serious, man. Big Boys Boxing.
Man, it's certainly possible that if Joshua and Wilder fought in the US, there could be a lot more money in it.
Mm-hmm.
But there ain't any kind of offers to get that fight made in the US.
Mm-hmm.
There's only offers coming from the UK and possibly in the near future from Saudi Arabia. Where's the offers of guaranteed more than $50 million each from America? They don't exist.
Where is it?
Where
is it, Tanaris? Where are those offers? Where are those offers from the USA? And if you mention the 50 mil Instagram offer, if you mention that 50 mil Instagram offer, Tanaris, and I'll know you LDBC to the core. I'm worried for Wilder's health, says Heinrich Schmitz. Oh, because of, Heinrich Schmitz is a big Tyson Fury guy. He's a big Tyson Fury guy. But that guy, I mean, is he any much better than Deontay Wilder, really? I mean, whose resume is best in the last 5 fights, in the last 4 years? In the last 4 years, whose resume is better out of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury's? You want to have a nibble on that, Big Boys Boxing? You want to?
Sorry, I wasn't concentrating on the knee.
No problem. I have those lapses myself when I'm looking at something else. Yeah. So I mean, I think Heinrich Schmitz is alleging that he's worried for Wilder's health because he's fighting Heinrich's favorite fighter, Tyson Fury. But I mean, Tyson Fury hasn't exactly been covering and bathing himself in glory in the last 4 years after his fight with Vladimir Klitschko, bearing in mind that he failed to give Vladimir his rematch for a number of reasons.
Yeah. Well, at this point, Wilder needs Fury and Fury needs Wilder because there's nothing else for them. Neither of them wanted to take a deal to fight the biggest cash cow in the division, so they got to fight each other.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to be called out as fighting bums like Fury has been.
Yeah.
So, well, maybe Otto Wallen isn't quite a bum. He proved himself maybe not to be, but we all thought he did. He was.
He was. We thought he was. We like him now. I like him now.
Yeah.
Put up a valiant attempt, unlike Tom Schwartz. Get him, Ralph. Ben O'Cadman has joined us, as has Heinrich Schmitz, as has the Boxing Jedi. Okay, where are we? Let me make sure the link is in the chat for anybody who wants to jump on. Okay, so what's Ben O'Cadman saying? There is enough hidden coin to crush all of these belts. Interesting statement. Enough hidden coin to crush all of these belts. Rather enigmatic statement. I don't understand it. I don't know if you understand it, Big Boys Boxing.
Maybe it means if the money's right, the belts don't matter. We get the fight we want to see, similar to like the plan for the franchise designation. But personally, I'm not interested in that sort of crap. Yeah, there's fights we want to see, but I want to make them worthwhile. I want those belts with them.
What else is being said? Boxing Jedi says Deontay don't want the fight. He fired his promoter for getting him. OMG. OMG. That's pretty much what it boils down to. That's pretty much what it boils down to. He fired Lou Dibella. He had a hand in it. I mean, he's a free agent. He could have said, no, people are blaming PBC. People are blaming the PBC, but Deontay Wilder, surely he has a mind of his own also. He has a mind of his own also. If he wanted Lou Dibella to remain as one of his promoters, then he would have said so. But Lou Dibella was expelled from the PBC kingdom, and Deontay Wilder to this day ain't saying jack about it.
I'm kind of wondering why Al Heyman hadn't said to Lou Dibella prior to him going to find other deals on other networks that, look, I'm not interested in you trying to find deals for other networks. I need to fulfill my Fox and Showtime contract, so don't do it. But he went and did his job and got fired for it. Right.
That's an interesting point. That's an interesting point, because then, I mean, my take on that would be that up until that point, Al Heyman outwardly appeared to be open to dealing with the zone, at least in front of Deontay Wilder. And so it was an act of showing good face, saying, yes, sure, let's go along. Let's go. Hey, let's go along. It's all about you, Deontay. We're working for you, bro. So let's come, son. We're working for you, son. So, yeah, let's go along to the meeting. I mean, I've always maintained that the real mission on Al Heyman's part was to get a high watermark figure for Deontay Wilder, so they could go back to their networks and say, listen, these guys are offering to pay Deontay this. So what you're paying right now, it ain't really up to that. So they went to the zone. They used the zone, I believe. Al Heyman used the zone to get a high watermark figure for Deontay Wilder, unrealistically high, I might add. And then they only to increase their leverage in their existing TV deals, and also to increase their leverage, potentially increase their leverage for future TV deals. So it seems to me that the zone are merely being used by PBC, by Al Heyman, to increase the asking price of Deontay Wilder and thereby increase the taking point, the taking price from PBC. That's my take on it. Yeah,
could definitely be the case. There's two other points I was thinking. Do you think, firstly, do you think Al Heyman was actually expecting the offer to be that high from the zone, and it kind of surprised him? And secondly, the negative backlash that's come from the fans due to the information being released, do you think maybe that had something to do with getting rid of Lou Dibella?
Well, I think, did he expect it to be so high? That's a great question. Did he expect? Well, I think the figure surprised most of us. I can't remember my exact emotion at the time. I can't remember my exact feeling at the time, but I remember thinking that's a high figure, and there's no way in hell. Actually, now I'm remembering it clearly. There's no way in hell, because even my friend Nescafe, my good old buddy Nescafe, even he said, well, yeah, it's fight time now. It's fight time. It appeared to all of us. Yeah, I'm remembering clearly now, because I remember where I was. I remember on whose show I was when the news broke, when the news started to break, when the news came out, within 24 hours of the news coming out. I remember where I was. And I remember even my good friend Nescafe, everybody was rubbing their hands together saying it's on. Everybody thought it was on. I remember the time well now. It's all coming back to me. Everybody thought when you heard 20 mil for Breezel, damn, knocked the ball out of the park. 40 mil for for the first Joshua fight, 40 mil for the second Joshua fight. I remember everybody thinking it is on and popping. There was no question. There was no debate. And it's the Boxing Jedi live over from Florida in the house to add a little pepper in the sauce.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Raph, big boys? What's going on, boxing family in the chat? What's going on, guys?
We're cooking over here. You know that.
Yeah, listen, I want to close the case on what was just said.
Yeah.
About Wilder and Joshua and not wanting him to be in the UK. Listen, let's just close the case right here. How do you fire your promoter for doing his job and trying to get you more money? But you have the audacity, you have the gall to come on here and try to argue the fact still about money. It's not this just showed us, bottom line, that he don't want the fight at all. He don't want no real money. He's comfortable where he's at, and all he's gonna do is gonna try to break the undefeated streak, and also just basically break Rocky Marciano's record, which he really can't because he has a draw, but he's still gonna surpass it. Yeah. Those are the only accolades. He don't want to unify. He don't want to be undisputed. Nor does he want to be Laniil because he keeps arguing about Laniil. Just look. In my era, your era, real boxing fans era that came from the 80s, we know, just like Mala said, Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield fought 3 times in 3 years. That's 1 fight each year. What is the problem here? You guys are not looking at the fact that it must be said. What must be said is, I am. And these guys are like, I could be. And it shouldn't be this way. Guys, the bottom line, if you fire your promoter for trying to get you more dough, to try to surpass you, to push you to where you belong, oh my God, you're just here just for sunshine, bro.
Yeah, word is born. Word.
So here, look, it's not about money. It's not about legacy. What it's about is keeping Al Heyman's hand in my pocket, keeping something warm. That's it.
It's a sad situation, and it's getting more and more absurd. Red Glove Militant. It's getting more and more absurd. Red Glove Militant. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Yeah, I also wanted to put something else to rest. He said that y'all don't have no money over there in the UK.
Damn, we broke. Can you spare me time?
Even though AJ is making way more money over there than Wilder is making over here.
Well, that's LDBC logic.
And that wasn't a good portion of that $50 million that.
Say that again, Red Glove Militant. You dropped off, but it'll be back in a second. I'm
sure he said a good portion of that $50 million came from BT. Oh, hello, that's from Britain.
A good portion. Well, listen, let's check it out. Let me put this on the record again. Let me put this on the record again, because it seems like some people just ain't listening. Some of my LDBC brethren just ain't listening. The 50 million, Frank Warren himself said it. The 50 million was Frank Warren approached. Let's get it from A to Z. Frank Warren approached BT, British Telecom. Who are British Telecom? They used to. It was it's a corporation that used to. It was and had an exclusive deal to run out telephone wiring. They were the only company that had, if you had your telephone back in the 70s and the 80s, if you had a telephone in your home, it was from BT. They had a monopoly for the whole damn country. That is who BT are, British Telecom. Of course, when things started to split up, big companies started to get sold off by Margaret Thatcher to her friends, her corporate friends, when they started selling off the trains, which was run by British Rail exclusively. When Margaret Thatcher started selling off these big companies which were owned by the British taxpayer, when she started selling those off to her friends, BT was one of them. So it got privatized, got sold off cheap by Margaret Thatcher to her corporate friends. Obviously, some millions went in her back pocket. And now her daughter, I think her daughter lives in a £33 million home. You know how yeah. You know how it goes. You know how it goes when things get privatized. The prime minister or the president or whatever, your king, whatever you got, those companies get sold off to their friends. Their friends then give them a nice little unofficial bonus that goes in a Swiss bank account. That's how the chisel works. But let's forget about the economics lesson for now, right? So British Telecom, that's who they are. So they branched out into satellite, etc., etc. Frank Warren approached British Telecom. They said, listen, give me a hypothetical figure. How much could you offer Anthony Joshua hypothetically? They looked at the figures, and obviously they're not going to give a low watermark figure. They're going to go the highest figure they can possibly imagine. And even though Anthony Joshua was not in a position to accept any offers due to his exclusive Sky deal, Sky, that's what they call him, Sky deal, exclusive Sky deal, he's not in a position to accept no offers from British Telecom. They came up with a bogus offer of 50 million, which was a hypothetical figure offered by people, i.e. British Telecom, who were in no position to make such an offer. So, Boxing Jedi, it was purely a hypothetical offer. Purely hypothetical, no substance behind it.
None whatsoever. Hypothetical. Anything can be hypothetical. You know, I can hypothetically kick somebody's ass. Somebody can hypothetically kick my. Hypothetically say this and that. You know what I mean? It's nothing is nothing is certain unless, especially in this sport or any sport, unless it's contractually signed and agreed upon both parties.
100%. And Red Glove Militant has rejoined us. Red Glove Militant. Red.
Yeah, sorry about that. As soon as I started talking, a phone call came in, and
sabotage.
Yes.
Up to their little games again.
No, but I don't know if that's what you guys were covering, but a good amount of that money came from BT Sport.
Yeah.
So even the money that was being offered to Joshua by Wilder allegedly wasn't even coming from the United States. It was coming from the UK.
100%. Antonaris Robinson, my LDBC friend, says, listen, Joshua had to leave the UK to make his two biggest paydays. Joshua did leave the UK to make his two biggest paydays. Yeah, but he was making the biggest paydays in heavyweight boxing in the UK.
And let us not forget the main reason why he had to leave and he was able to leave to make so much money, because his name is Anthony goddamn Joshua. He got himself to that level. So no matter where he's going to make money, he's making his goddamn money off his name.
He's making that money off his name. That's an excellent point. Do you think if his name was John
Wilder?
Do you think if his name was John Ridgeback Wilder, that John Ridgeback Wilder? Do you think, how come Wilder hasn't been going overseas to make his biggest paydays? What's going on? What's going on? How come Wilder isn't going overseas to make your biggest payday? All that really says when you break it down and you analyze it, all that says is that you have such an economic strength that you can go, or people overseas are waiting to see you, and they're going to put down big bank just for the privilege. Big boys boxing.
Yeah, more to the point, if all the money's in America, why is Deontay Wilder not making that money when he's at home?
Oh my gosh.
Why can't he make the money there?
Oh MG. Tanaris Robinson, the gauntlet has been thrown down, and the question has been asked: if all the damn greenbacks, if all the greenbacks are located in the within the boundaries, within the borders of the US of A, where's Deontay Wilder split? Is there a hole in the bag when it comes to Deontay Wilder?
Where you guys can play checkers,
Yeah.
you can also play chess. We're playing Othello. Straight up.
Yeah, go ahead. Next person. Big Boys Boxing, you want to say something? I can tell. Or am I wrong?
No, man, I'm good. I'm waiting for an answer from Tanaris.
Yeah. Oh, Tanaris. Yeah. Red Glove Militant. What are you saying? I'm scrolling down. My bad. I'm scrolling down.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's not making huge money in the United States. You know, not in comparison to his top competition. Okay, like his biggest adversary, it's not even close. And I mean, he's there talking about, oh, AJ had to leave the UK to make his biggest paydays. He didn't make his biggest paydays in the United States either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Saudi Arabia was his biggest payday.
Yeah.
So how about Deontay Wilder start talking to the Saudis and say, hey, what can I get for a fight with AJ? Because AJ is going to get him the biggest fight, and the Saudi Arabians are going to give him the biggest money with the biggest fight.
Mm-hmm.
So why doesn't he do that if it's really all about the money? Because I agree with Big Boy Boxing. It's not even about the money.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I think he's on that Adrian Broner mindset. I'm doing this for the hood because he ain't doing it for legacy and he ain't doing it for money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he's doing it for his braids.
I think he's doing it for Al Heyman. You know, I don't know if they got a sweetheart deal. I don't know what's going on over there at PBC. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you know, it's maybe Kings and Queens going on. I don't know. Kings and Queens. Are they playing Kings and Queens?
Raph, I have a question for you because I know you're in a couple different hangout groups. Did you see that one picture where it was a picture of Al Heyman breastfeeding Deontay Wilder, and it said Premier Baby Champions.
Oh wow!
I made that.
You did that? That's it should have been pro breastfeeding championships. That would have been awesome.
Not only have I seen the picture, but I think I have the technology. Do I have the technology? Can I do this? Can I do this thing?
Go ahead and show it.
I'm trying to do that thing, man. I'm trying to do that thing.
Hey, Rap, can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, guys. Everybody in the chats, all the boxing heads. We're not taking anything away from PBC, but at the same time, we cannot respect a promotion that's actually going to duck a most prestigious title as well, the WBO, and then on top of that have the goal to try to fabricate their own championship or whatever you want to call it, right? Their trinket, and actually run it around like if it's how do you say, damn it, like if it's actually sanctioned. There we go. It's an actual sanctioned belt, and it's not. So it's like it's not even about double standard. I think it's if you have the money in the pool, right? Like these guys do, like Golden Showers does with the WBC, right? And Vada. If you have that pool, I think what happens here is you get your way. You get your way, and they go to the farthest extent to make your way seem like it's a legit way, it's fair, and there's nothing else that can be said about it. Case closed.
Yeah, I think that is. Hold on, what's going on here? Okay, so boom and boom. Okay, so rejoining us is Big Boys Boxing, and in comes the man from Big Texas, Phil Walker.
What's up, Phil?
So Phil,
Yo, hey, what's up, my brothers? How y'all doing, man?
yeah,
Chilling, bro. How you feeling, man?
yeah,
Hey,
man.
man, it's all good, man. I'm just listening in.
Yeah.
What y'all talking about at the moment?
We're talking about the fact that finally it's official. We have official word why Lou Dibella don't work with PBC no more.
Okay.
And the official word is that since Lou Dibella made the arranged the deal for the meeting, took Deontay Wilder and Al Heyman to a meeting with Dazn. Since that day till this day, PBC don't want nothing more to do with Lou Dibella.
Huh.
So effectively, to put it in the plainest of English, PBC got rid of Lou Dibella because he took Deontay Wilder to his biggest deal by far ever. And let's be clear about this. Where is that article? Yeah, just want to show you a paragraph. One paragraph from the article so that everybody will be better equipped to deal with this. Okay, let me share the screen. Let me share it right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay. So it'll be on your screen in a second. So Dibella, this is an article from 2016 and it's written by my good friend Joe Habib, 2016, and he wrote, Dibella went on to explain the reason why he's been involved with so many PBC shows since the series inception. I can't do business with HBO. They're not calling me. They're not returning my calls. Believe me, I've attempted to call them many times. And in closing, when asked if his most lucrative shows are the ones he does with PBC, Lou Dibella answered, I promote Deontay Wilder. So when Deontay Wilder fights, I do well, particularly when I can put X amount of thousand people in the Barclays Center. So Lou Dibella was a promoter for Deontay Wilder, and his job was to get him the biggest deals. And when he got him his biggest ever deal, Al Heyman, PBC, showed him the dough. Phil Walker.
Yeah. I was familiar with this article right here, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Lou Dibella has done nothing wrong. Lou Dibella has 100% done his job the proper way. You gotta, respect him for that. I just don't think that PBC expected him to have that kind of, negotiating power for Deontay Wilder and essentially bringing him the kind of payday that he did. I think PBC makes promises, and in doing so, I think they don't want other people to interfere because they want to maintain control. Which, a lot of managers and promotional companies attempt to do that. Bob Arum, give slave contracts. PBC doesn't give slave contracts, but at the end of the day, they do like to have control. And I just think they were, not necessarily upset, but they didn't like the fact that somebody else moved in and tried to help one of the fighters exponentially more than his current situation. But as you can see, Deontay Wilder made his choice. He stayed with Al Heyman and PBC, and that's unfortunate for Lou Dibella, and that's unfortunate that Deontay Wilder got rid of somebody that was working very hard to make sure that he can feed his family with exponential payday.
Yeah. Yes. Very unfortunate. Very highly unfortunate. Who do we welcome? We welcome in Mala to the panel.
How's it going, man?
How you doing, mate? Good over here. Trying to make sense of this madness, trying to make sense of this madness? Come on, give us your take, Marla.
Oh, I think it's just a power play on Al Heyman's part. He doesn't want to share power. He wants to be the kingpin. And he felt Lou Dibella, would have been probably, he felt he was a threat to that. And so he just got rid of him. Simple as that.
Madness, complete and utter madness. Yeah, the floor's open. Anybody who wants to talk, the floor's open.
Yeah, I just feel that, like Marla said, it's just a power trip. They didn't like it. They were like, oh, so this guy thinks he can actually do our job. Okay, we're gonna have to put him in his place, but take him out of place. And that's exactly what they did. Lou Dibella, I have to tip my brim to you, because you tried to make this fight, and I know exactly. We all know exactly what he tried to do. You know what I mean? And this is, look, he old school. He's been with the best of them. This guy comes from a boxing background as well, as the family. So it's like Lou Dibella is going to try to make that. And he's, now we can actually say that out of everyone out of Deontay Wilder's camp, he was the one that was actually telling the truth when he said, I'm trying to make the fight. That's one thing we can take from this. Everyone else, Shelly Finkel, and no, not at all. And this shows it right there, that they put a limitation to this fight. They really don't want this fight. They want to talk about it because it makes Deontay Wilder relevant in the lips and the hearts of all boxing fans, right? But the actions are not showing what's worth here on that side. So they are actually making another side of the street, but that's another side of the street that soon everybody's going to avoid crossing over to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Can I intervene in that real quick?
Of course, the floor is open.
Yeah, and look, I don't think so much Shelly Finkel was lying, because at the end of the day, Shelly Finkel is nothing more than somebody that reads over the contracts and helps with the negotiations for Deontay Wilder. I can rest assure you that whenever Lou Dibella went to the zone, I'm sure Shelly Finkel read over that contract without a doubt. So I don't think Shelly Finkel was lying.
What did Shelly Finkel say?
I don't know exactly what Shelly Finkel said. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know where he's coming from. With Shelly Finkel wasn't telling the truth about trying to make the fight.
I mean, it's evident. Look, if they only fired Lou Dibella and Shelly Finkel's still rocking with him, and on top of that, there have been many interviews where Deontay Wilder was asked, why didn't you take that $100 million offer that everybody's seen out there? And right before he was going to answer, here comes Finkel. I'll answer it for him, and answered it for him. And like I said, it's so evident he's still rocking with these guys.
So with that being said, this is what I'm saying right here. When Deontay Wilder went over to the zone, okay, to talk about this lucrative offer, okay, Lou Dibella was involved, okay, and Shelly Finkel was involved, okay. So if both of these parties are involved, then both of these parties are trying to get the fight done.
Not
clearly, like I just 1 second.
Go ahead.
Finish. So clearly, like I just said, it was something within the contract that Shelly Finkel did not like, Deontay Wilder did not like, okay? And at the end of the day, it's Shelly Finkel's job to say, hey, I'm not feeling that, okay, Deontay, it's ultimately up to you. But if Deontay Wilder is also not feeling whatever that particular part of the contract was, then it's Shelly Finkel's job to advise him to walk away from it. But Shelly Finkel,
amendments.
Shelly Finkel.
That's why you have amendments. You have amendments. There's something in the contract, Phil, you don't like. You go back. You circle it. You put a circle around the element that you're unhappy with, and you can even write in what you feel should be in that section. Have a lawyer do it. Send it back to them. Send it back to John Skipper. Send it back to the zone. Say, if you amend Article 51(7)(a) or 7Z, then then we've got a deal. But that didn't.
So, but this is the thing right here. Hold on, let me finish, Ralph.
Yeah, okay.
During these negotiations, okay, they did not want to sign a multi-fight deal with the zone. Okay, so that's the amendment there. The amendment is we do not want to sign a multi-fight deal with the zone.
Well, they should have sent the amendment. They should have sent it.
1 second. If I'm in the meeting with you, Ralphie, and we're talking about something, and we read over this contract, and basically we say, hey, look, that's fine, we appreciate it, but we're not interested in a multi-fight deal. We're interested in the one fight deal, and we're interested in what the party across the street is getting. Okay, that's the amendment right there. You don't have to send paperwork back and forth. Hold up. You don't have to send paperwork back and forth, Ralph, if you're sitting there negotiating at the table and talking to each other like gentlemen. They got Deontay Wilder to the table, Shelly Finkel and Lou Dibella. Okay? At the end of the day, Deontay Wilder was not interested because it's his choice. Let's be honest. It's his choice.
Yeah.
So they fire him. So they fire him because he wasn't interested.
They fire Lou Dibella. Okay?
Because he wasn't interested. So the man loses his job over trying to get the man money. It still doesn't make sense, bro.
It doesn't, man.
This is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. You're trying to blame Shelly Finkel for doing his job. I don't understand.
And Shelly, I'm gonna make you understand right now. I'm gonna make you know, bro. I'm gonna make you understand. You've been talking. Now I'm gonna tell you. This is what Shelly Finkel's job is to resist this fight. And that's exactly what he's doing. And since Lou Dibella was not having it anymore and said, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. Let's make this fight. And he probably made a lucrative deal that made these guys say, nah, man, nah. Knowing that this fight can go. You know what I mean? There's a big thing going on with Al Heyman and all these guys from PBC where they like to keep their lips, their name on boxers and everybody's lips by calling people out and using other guys' names. I mean, come on, let's be real here. Let's be real fight fans here. And we all know that Shelly Finkel's going to play the game.
You're not doing that, though. You're not doing that.
How am I not doing that if I'm agreeing that the first deal, and even if I do agree, Shelly Finkel still failed to do his job. Because if you're talking about they didn't want a multi-fight deal, then what happens if Deontay Wilder loses? No rematch?
So again,
No. Answer my question. No. Answer my question.
I'm gonna tell you.
Get over here. Answer my question.
Again, like I'm explaining to you right now, Shelly Finkel is no more than a negotiator for Deontay Wilder when it comes to the contract. Okay.
So why they need to negotiate?
I'm trying to answer your question, bro. I'm trying to answer your question. Okay. Now, I don't know what part of the world you're from. I have no idea. But let me tell you,
America, man. I'm from America, man. Come on, man. Don't play that race car shit, man. Come on, dog.
Bro,
are you fucking kidding me? You're alluding now. You're taking so long to answer my question, dog. We're grown men here. We're grown men here. I'm from the United States of America, bro.
Hold on. We're gonna get the answer from Phil, and then we're gonna move it around the table because I want to come in too. Okay, Phil. Just wrap it up, please.
Thank you. As I was saying, no race card being played. I said, I don't know what part of the world you're from. That has nothing to do with race, my brother. That's a culture gesture, okay? People do different things, different ways in different parts of the world, even different parts of the state. So quit getting defensive, my brother. You need to grow up and
No. You see, hold on. Now you're stepping out of line now. No, hold on, Ralph. I'm not gonna dirty your show. I'm not gonna dirty your show. Not gonna dirty your show. But you know what, bro? When you look, listen. What part of the world? You just asked me. What part of the world? Doesn't have to be culture. I told you I'm from the United States. The United States is within the world, my man. So get an education, dog.
Let's not go into any kind of insult.
Okay, dude, whatever. I'm not gonna do that, Ralph, because this dude right here clearly.
This dude is an LDBC dick writer, man. Come on my platform, bitch ass.
Hold on.
Ralphie, I got it. I'm gonna ignore this guy, Ralphie. Don't worry about it. So again, like I was saying, it's Lou Dibella's and Shelly Finkel's job, okay? It's Lou Dibella's job to promote Deontay Wilder, okay? It's Shelly Finkel's job to negotiate and look over the contracts that Deontay Wilder gets. If I'm at the talking table, if we're at the table and we're talking and discussing the contract, if it's something I don't like in the contract, negotiations start right then and there. You don't have to email back and forth. You can sit there and say, hey, chapter so-and-so, number so-and-so, I don't like that. We're interested in X, Y, and Z. This is what we're interested in, okay? Right here, right now. If you can't give me that, then guess what? We walk away. I don't understand if they don't like the deal, they're obligated to walk away. Shelly
Okay,
Finkel, bro.
they can walk away. Okay, they can walk away. Yeah, but the point is, Phil Walker, and I'm going around the table now. The point is, yeah, they can walk away. They did walk away, but why does a man who brings you your biggest deal by far yet, why does he get fired for bringing you that bigger deal? And I'm going around the table. I'm going around the table for the responses, your response, Phil, and my response to your response. Going around the table. The next person I see is Big Boys Boxing.
So, as far as I can, well, what I understand is Shelly Finkel's job is a manager. It's not simply negotiating. He's supposed to be managing the entire career of Deontay Wilder. And I do agree, if there's something in the contract you don't like and the opposing party isn't going to compromise at any point, then negotiations stop. But if you don't even try, if you just say, I don't like that, and then walk away, that's not negotiating.
No.
And from what I understand, they didn't like the fact that they didn't know what Anthony Joshua was earning. Now, that is a contract between Anthony Joshua and Dazn. If they want that information, they would have to get permission from both parties to get that information. Otherwise, they end up in court. But at the same time, Lou Dibella being fired is wrong. Shelly Finkel not trying to negotiate, from what we understand, from what we heard, isn't too great. It seems to me like Shelly Finkel is another one in Al Heyman's pocket. If it ain't making money for Al Heyman, if it ain't fulfilling his contract with Fox and Showtime, they're not interested. So, like I said earlier, I think Al Heyman should have said to Lou Dibella, look, we're not interested in going on another networks. These are the networks you can approach and work with.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't bother. Instead, he did a really good job, got a really good deal, and got fired for it. It sucks.
Yeah. Yes. Red go. Before I go further, okay, I want to just say to Phil and the Boxing Jedi, listen, I know you're both passionate guys. And I love that passion. But you know, we just keep it kind of chilled over at Rafael Dawkins Combat Radio. So no hard feelings in any direction. I have all denominations up in here. Welcome up in here from every part of the boxing political spectrum. So everybody welcome. Big Boys Boxing, Phil Walker, Red Glove Militant, the Boxing Jedi, Marla, everybody is welcome up in here. But I do understand that spirits get rised sometimes. That's just how the way it goes. But nothing should be taken personal from anybody. Anyway, back on topic, the Red Glove Militant.
Yeah, I think I kind of see it how, Boxing Jedi and Big Boys Boxing sees it. The guy was trying to do his job. It was a very, the offer was very lucrative.
Yeah.
I think he would have been doing a very disservice to Deontay Wilder by not at least hearing it out.
Yeah.
And the way that you hash out these details is through, negotiation and meetings. So the fact that he would put together a meeting, whether or not you're going to accept the offer, that's up to you, or up to Deontay Wilder. But him getting fired over that, to me, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like the right thing to do. It leaves it would leave a bad taste in my mouth, and you can actually hear the frustration in Lou Dibella's voice when he's giving that interview.
100%.
There's a couple points. At some point he kind of broke that, promoter facade.
Yeah.
And he was like, at one point he said something like, I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm 56 years old, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
You don't hear promoters talk like that too often. They rarely ever talk about themselves.
Yeah.
But he was very frustrated with what happened. And you know, I feel for the guy, and I agree. Like I said, I agree with Boxing Jedi and Big Boys Boxing. It was the wrong thing for them to do. If they didn't want to pursue any further meetings, they should have had a sit down with Dibella and had a conversation with him, not just kick him out of the team. What I get, and what I get from the big picture of this is that it kind of confirms what we think. They're not interested in this fight. Why would you fire the guy for making a meeting to make this fight? If you have absolutely no plans on making the fight, then I can understand maybe getting rid of the guy who's trying to accomplish what you don't want accomplished. So that's all I got to say about that.
Okay, and thank you to Big Boys Boxing. He had to fly out looking after his son, no doubt. And over to you, Marla.
Yeah, I mean, it's stating the obvious that, you know, Lou Dibella, I mean, he got fired for doing the best he could for his fighter, which is insane. But I got deviating from that a little bit. I read an article about Deontay Wilder with that $100 million deal with Dazn. And in this article, it said, in his own words, he explained why he walked away. He said that he walked away because they would not tell him what AJ was getting. He wanted 50%. He wanted to know that he was getting 50%, and they would not tell him what AJ was getting. So he walked away from it. And it's like, it was 20 million for the Brazil fight and 40 million for each of the AJ fights. And it's unbelievable that Shelley Finkel, who's apparently his manager, and all these other guys were in his ear saying, this is not a good deal. I mean, that in itself, it's the people around him are not taking care of his best interests.
That's true.
When you have $100 million guaranteed money, and this is only a 3-fight deal. This is a short-term deal. You could knock those fights out in 12 to 15 months.
Yeah.
And he was told not to take it. He's got some bad people in his ear that they're not looking out for him.
That is true. That is the way I see it. Back over to Phil. Phil.
Yeah, hey, Ralph, like I said, Lou Dibella did his job. When I jumped in, I said Lou Dibella done his job as a promoter. He got Deontay Wilder to the table to get his most lucrative deal ever. Okay, but at the end of the day, again, it's Shelley Finkel's job to go to these meetings, look over these contracts, and help negotiate what he feels his client wants. Okay. With that being said, it's Deontay Wilder's choice whether he accepts that or not. Okay. I don't see how this is also Shelley Finkel's fault. If anything, you can blame Deontay Wilder for ultimately saying no to the whole entire thing. But I can best assure you that when they're at the negotiating table, okay, the negotiating table, Deontay Wilder and Shelley Finkel have a conversation, and Deontay Wilder says, I need to know what AJ is making. Okay? This man goes in there and he expresses that to the other party. Shelley Finkel goes in there and he expresses that to the other party. Shelley Finkel, at the end of the day, I don't see how he shares blame in Deontay Wilder walking away, because Deontay Wilder walked away. Shelley Finkel didn't walk away, because guess what? Shelley Finkel gets a part of that money as well, people. You think you don't want to catch some of that 100 million? Come on, man.
Okay, so if we put Shelley Finkel aside, we left with the germane point, and the germane point appears to be that Lou Dibella got fired for bringing Deontay Wilder his biggest offer to date by far. And I think that really is the point that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, so basically, you've got.
I agree, Ralph. Somebody said that Shelley Finkel didn't want the fight to happen either. I'm like, Shelley Finkel has nothing to do with this.
Okay, so if we put Shelley Finkel to one side, then we still left with the germane point that it appears that Lou Dibella got fired for bringing Deontay Wilder his biggest offer to date by far.
Yeah, Lou Dibella, is no way Lou Dibella should have been fired for that. As I said, I think he did a great justice for Deontay Wilder. Unfortunately, it didn't go through. You know, as I said, congratulations and kudos to Lou Dibella, because he did exactly what he was supposed to do. That was not right, and that's unfortunate for Deontay Wilder, and that's unfortunate for Lou Dibella, but more so for Deontay Wilder. I'm 100% on that. I'm 100% on that. But I don't see why you need to drag other people into it when ultimately Deontay Wilder makes his decisions after Shelly Finkel comes and tells him what his options are. Period.
So
That's not Shelly Finkel's fault.
So yeah, okay, but you know, if we leave Shelly Finkel out of this, then we ultimately we're talking about Lou Dibella. What's your final word on the Lou Dibella situation? Lou Dibella getting fired. What's your final word on that?
My final word on that is that's unfortunate. Lou Dibella should not have been fired. I think it's a load of bull. It's a load of baloney. And at the end of the day, he did exactly what he's supposed to do. And that's unfortunate that Deontay Wilder, as I said earlier, lost somebody on his team that was actually trying to do what's in his best interest. I said that when I first jumped in. I stand on that. And if PBC has something to do with that, then shame on them as well. And that's my stance.
Yeah, okay. I hear you on that. But Big Boys Boxing has raised a good question. And he says, well, why didn't Finkel ask for, if it's 50-50, why didn't Finkel ask for a 50-50 deal instead of walking away? I think that's a fair question. Or more. We don't know if it could have been 45 if he wanted. So in essence, the 50-50 isn't really necessarily the pertinent point. But whatever the pertinent point was, whatever was eating, what's eating Gilbert Grape, whatever was eating Gilbert Grape, he should have raised it. He should have raised it. And ultimately, Phil Walker, what it appears to be is that whatever it is that there was irking them, whatever it is that they felt was wrong in the deal, whatever it is that they felt was a stumbling block, they should have raised it instead of walking away. And in walking away instead of raising it, it leaves the distinct impression that they just did not want the deal.
Yeah, can I say something, Rev?
Yes, Marla, yes.
Yeah, so what we've basically got is a situation where Lou Dibella gets fired for trying to get the best deal that he can for his fighter, huge money.
Yeah.
And then we can only reach the other assumption that apparently Deontay Wilder doesn't want to make $100 million guaranteed from 3 fights, and one of the fights is an easy fight, and he gets a chance to unify the titles and be undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So how was anyone supposed to take that?
Yeah, he walked away.
Yeah,
they walked away.
It's unbelievable, man.
They didn't want it. They didn't want it. They didn't want it.
They didn't want it,
man. Red Glove Militant. It looks like they didn't want it. They just didn't want it. If they wanted an amendment, they could have made an amendment. They didn't ask for an amendment. They just walked away. Seems to me, Red Glove Militant, they just did not want the damn fight. They didn't want the deal. They didn't want it.
Yeah, that doesn't appear to be the case. I mean, just using logic, none of us knows the brain and the minds of Deontay Wilder or what his team's intentions are. But given the decisions that have been made and given, the offers that he's turned down, I can only assume that he's not interested in undisputed. That's why I put earlier in the chat, one face, one name, $100 million down the drain.
Phil Walker.
Again,
this is the last thing on this topic. They walked away rather than ask for amendments. That gives the clear and distinct impression they just did not want the deal.
So let me finish by saying this, and I gotta clock in for work. Okay. With that being said, I think as though if somebody has a meeting and we go to the table to negotiate with a potential $100 million offer, and we get there, and everybody at that meeting is at that meeting, I don't see why you need to take the paperwork, go back to your office, make an amendment, send the paperwork back when things can be discussed right then, right there.
But they
Okay.
didn't, they
So
didn't do,
when you
Well, then why didn't they?
why
hold
did,
up, let me finish. Let me finish, fellas. Okay. At the end of the day, okay, I honestly don't know exactly what went on at that meeting. So I'm going to speak on what I know personally. Okay.
yeah.
We know that Deontay Wilder wanted to know what AJ was making, right? Everybody knows that. That's
Yep.
one reason why it didn't happen. Okay. Deontay Wilder also didn't want to be tied down to a multi-fight deal with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, and Dazn. We also know that's one of the reasons why it didn't happen. Now, for whatever other reasons or things that could have been discussed, clearly those two things were the main things that would have got this deal done. Okay.
Yeah.
If these things don't get done, that's a part of negotiating. I mean, everybody has their breaking point. Okay. Just like, it's must do's and it's must don'ts within any kind of relationships. If you can't do this, then I can't deal with you. And I think
They're
that
at the table to negotiate. They're at the table to say what they wanted. They were there. They were at the table.
exactly. So I don't understand if you say, hey, look, the deal, the money's good, but ultimately I have to walk away from this if you guys can't offer me this. When you
Well-
say you can't offer me this, that is absolutely a negotiation, Ralph, and everybody else on the chat. I mean, that's just what it is. Maybe it got to the point to where the zone said, no, we cannot do that. Then that's when the negotiations halted. But once you a suggestion is a negotiation. And I mean, that's just real. You can say it, you can call it an amendment, but at the end of the day, if you at the table and you discussing it, no amendments need to be made. We're discussing it right here, right now.
Yeah. The understanding is that the only thing that the Wilder side requested was to know how much Anthony Joshua was making.
No, Deontay Wilder has also come out and said they wanted to sign me to a multi-fight deal, and honestly, I wasn't interested in that as well. I know for sure.
Deal.
It was a three-fight deal. We know that. We know it's a three-fight deal. But what I'm saying is that the only objection that has been recorded from the Deontay Wilder side during that deal was that they requested, they wanted to know how much Anthony Joshua was making. That was their only qualm that was expressed, and that qualm was expressed, and that was the only qualm that we know that was expressed from the Wilder side. And we know that the zone declined the invitation to forward that information, and for the Deontay Wilder side, that was enough for them to walk away from the deal.
So who halted the negotiations if they said, no, we can't offer that to you?
We can't offer that to you. That's what the zone said, and Deontay Wilder walked away. They walked away.
Exactly. He walked away. So the zone said, no, we're not budging on this. And Deontay Wilder said, okay, well, if you're not going to budge on this, then I got to walk away. That's a negotiation, Ralph, and by definition, completely. I mean, it is.
So,
it is.
So they walked away. They didn't want the fight on the basis that the zone did not have an interest in declaring how much Anthony Joshua was making, and for the Wilder side, that was a deal breaker.
Maybe, and that's all I'm saying. Maybe that was a deal breaker for Wilder's side, but at the end of the day, you can't say if they have a back and forth about the contract and there's something in there that they don't like, then guess what? That's a negotiation to an extent, okay? It's not on paper. It's a verbal negotiation, okay? But at the end of the day, that was a deal breaker for Deontay Wilder. And I mean, it's no surprise. He's been expressing that since the beginning of time. So it's no surprise that if he don't know what AJ is getting, he's, not going to want to do the fight. And I disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. Worry about your side only. With that being true.
So Deontay Wilder, I know you got to get off for work any second, but I just want to get this point in. So Deontay Wilder walked away over money.
Essentially, yeah, he walked away over not his money. He walked with his money, which is just foolishness to me. You know, so, look, Ralph, you know I'm always gonna keep it real, okay?
Yep.
On the contrary of what anybody else thinks.
Yep.
Deontay Wilder walked away from this deal because of somebody else's money. Okay? I'm a man, and guess what? I never will worry about what the next man is getting, because ultimately I'm getting and what I can do for my family and how I'm going to distribute my coins down my line of my kids and their kids and their kids. Okay? That's what my business is. My business is not Anthony Joshua. And that's the realness about it.
But I thought it wasn't about money. I thought it was about legacy.
Well, hey, look, man, look.
It's not about money. It's about legacy.
Look, let me tell you something, Ralphie. If Deontay Wilder feels that it's about legacy, that's his prerogative. But at the end of the day, he walked away from a good deal that Lou Dibella set up. Okay, because that's what the conversation is about. He walked away from a good deal that Lou Dibella set up, and he walked away because he was, for one of the main reasons was he was concerned about what the next man was getting, and that's totally unfortunate because you need to worry about yourself and you need to worry about your family only. And to me, I don't agree with that. I'm not going to worry about what the next man is getting because it's about me and mine at the end of the day. I disagree with it.
Deontay Wilder walked away from the deal, from legacy, from 4 belts, having all the belts over a next man's money.
And Dibella got fired as well.
And the man who brought him that deal got fired.
I hate that, man. I hate that happened to Lou Dibella, and I hate that that's the way that particular situation essentially crumbled. It's like I said, it's unfortunate for Lou Dibella. It's unfortunate for Deontay Wilder, and that's one of the reasons that the deal fell apart. And it's unfortunate that Lou Dibella actually got canned because he was doing a good job for his guy. I mean, that just is what it is. And you guys know I love Deontay Wilder, but I wish that wouldn't have been the reasons. And I wish he would have kept somebody in his corner that was fighting for him, because that's the kind of people you need around you. And I'm a firm believer in that. On the contrary, what anybody else thinks, I'm always going to keep it 100 because I look at both sides of the situation and I give my assessment, and that's how I've always been. Jamil Charlo, please fight Andrade. I'm going to leave with that. Bye.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you, Phil. Appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
100 and saying it the way you feel. Marley wants to say something, I can tell.
Yeah, man. I just look, either Deontay's got some really bad people in his corner that don't have his best interests at heart, or he's really thick.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, man.
Yeah.
When you've got a guaranteed 3-fight deal for $100 million, one of these guys is Dominic Breazeale, it's a walkover fight for you. You're going to blast this guy out of there like he's nothing. And you can knock these 3 fights out in 12, 15 months, and you're a free agent again, and you've got $100 million, in the bank. Yeah. It's like, my God, why wouldn't you take that?
Yeah. It's bloody bananas. It's bloody bananas. And let me just readdress the situation over here, the spat. I appreciate Phil Walker and his opinions, and the Boxing Jedi. I appreciate you and your opinions, but I'm speaking to everybody now. All viewpoints are welcome over here. All viewpoints are welcome. I can't stress that enough. So I love having you, Boxing Jedi, on, and Phil, I love having you on as well. But I'm saying to the both of you, and I'm saying to everybody listening, all opinions are welcome. Different points of view are what makes the show. So you're both welcome, both always welcome. You, the Boxing Jedi, are welcome. You, Phil Walker, welcome. Big Boys Boxing, Marla, Red Glove Militant. Who else comes on? John Dealey. Everybody's opinions are welcome over here. And Marla, what was your last point there? Because I wanted to address. I just wanted to
Yeah,
say.
I wanted to say something. Yeah, with that $100 million, so average professional fighter will probably pocket about 30% of their purse after tax and expenses. So if he got $100 million for that free fight deal, he would have actually pocketed after tax and expenses about $30 million.
Right.
For 12, he could have knocked that contract out in 12 to 15 months.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, easily. So let's be honest. Let's cut all of the bullish. Pure and simple. It boils down to this: anybody with half a brain, would come to the conclusion that PBC just don't want the deal. They weren't interested in amendments. They weren't interested in amendments. Amend this paragraph, amend that paragraph, amend this sentence, and we've got a deal. They just walked away. They walked away over another man's money. Not even his money. His money, as great as his money was, Deontay Wilder I'm talking about. They walked away over another man's money.
Yeah, man.
And it just seems totally, it's clear now. It's clear. I can't see how. I've made a video on it. I've made a live show on it. I can't see how there's no getting. I'll probably make another video on it in the near future, where probably a shorter video than the one I've done. The one I've done is probably 17 minutes. There's certain people who just like a little 5-minute hit, and I understand that. So I'll make another 5-minute video at some point, which condenses all the critical information. So it's there in bullet point form. And I can't see how anybody is going to can argue that PBC didn't walk away from the deal. And by the looks of things, they just don't want the deal, man. They just don't want the deal for whatever reason. Could it be that Deontay Wilder thinks he's going to lose to Joshua? Possibly. Could it be that Deontay Wilder thinks he's going to win, but somebody crucial in his team? Could it be Al Heyman? Be it, what's his name, Finkel, some other JDs? Could it be that there's a crucial person in his team who is strongly advising against the Joshua fight because he thinks they might lose, and then all of the belts are in the UK? There's a number of
exactly it, man.
That's
exactly it.
What is you think that
they don't want Deontay losing that belt because they've lost all the leverage in the heavyweight division, man.
Yeah.
And they don't want that.
Yeah. I think that's. I mean, it's got to be a strong contender when it comes to what are the potential reasons. I think it's a strong contender that the reason is the root of all these shenanigans, of all this messing about, because any which way you want to cut it, it seems blatantly clear. They just don't want the fight. And one highly likely reason is because the possibility that they think Anthony Joshua could potentially win and have all of the belts outside of the USA heavyweight belts. And I think that's crucial. And I think that is highly likely to be the case. So they don't want it. So it don't matter how much Anthony Joshua, effectively, don't matter how much Anthony Joshua offers Deontay Wilder. If it is the case that if it is what we think it is, then they just don't want it. And you know what? It's 2 hours and 8 minutes in, and I'm happy with the show. I'm happy that we've banged another one out of the park. I think it's a good one. It's been short, as well, relatively well. Short for me, relatively short, sweet, precise. We've had the big boys boxing up in here. We've had the Red Glove Militant. We've had the Boxing Jedi. We've had Phil Walker. We've had and have Marla up in here. All welcome. All points of view welcome. Chopped up a few topics. The main one being, did we talk about Dubois? Have we talked about Dubois?
I don't think so.
I think we've talked about Dubois. We can't go without talking about Dubois because that would have been the second show on the roll where I failed to talk about the Dubois fight. So we're going to quickly, before we're going to end the show, let me move a couple of these windows around. So everything's at hand. We're going to end the show with the Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce. We're going to end that one. We're going to touch on that real quick. Touch on that one before we close the show. Let me get all these ducks lined up in a row. Too many windows open. Oh, okay. Have we got it? Is that it? That was it. That was it. Let me get it into position. Okay, so everything's nice and neat and at hand. Okay, so what's the picture looking like? So Daniel Dubois. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so Joe Joyce, boxing news, Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois. I've done a video on this. That's why it feels like deja vu. Joe Joyce back. Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. Okay, so Joe Joyce versus Daniel Dubois. Terms agreed for the fight in April the 18th in London at the O2 Arena. The undefeated rising British heavyweights have been on a collision course for the past year, and promoter Frank Warren has decided that now is the time. Now is the time for them to get it on. So we got the 22-year-old Dubois taking the heavyweight division by storm in his first couple of years as a professional, racking up a record of 14-0 with 13 KOs. Meanwhile, we have Joe Joyce in the other corner, 12 years, 34 years of old, which is 12 years the senior of Daniel Dubois. Of course, Joe Joyce is an Olympic silver medalist himself, and also has an impressive record of 10-0, 9 KOs. Now, according to Mike Oppinger, the pair have now agreed to face off on April the 18th at the O2 Arena, London. It's claimed it is suggested that the fight will be on pay-per-view in the UK, and it's going to be broadcast. It's going to be broadcast to Americans. I think someone just come on. Can't see you right now. I'm in a different window. Hang tight. I'll be with you. What did it say? Yeah, it's going to be broadcast to Americans via the ESPN app. Okay, last year, Dubois fought 5 times with 5 knockouts. The most impressive being his dispatch in the 5th round, if memory serves me right, of Nathan Gorman. Okay, so I'm not going to go. Well, that's it, isn't it? That's the article finished. To say something about Joyce. What did it say about Joyce? Joyce has had 3 fights in 2019, stopping Bermain Stavern, Alexander Ustinov, before appointing the solid contender in the form of Bryant Jennings. So that is our last topic for the night. Let me head on over. Okay, and boom. Big Boys Boxing rejoins us, which is good for our last topic. Okay, so what do I think of this? I think it's a great fight. Bricked up, old Fish Eyes, as he's affectionately known, has 2 times done it. Two times now in the last 12 months. He's done this. He's put on a top of the line, up and comers, boxing, domestic heavyweight clash, top of the line, up and comers. First time was with Nathan Gorman versus Dubois, and now it's another guy from his stable, Joe Joyce versus Dubois. What do I feel about it? I feel it's great for British boxing. There's a proliferation of heavyweight talent going around right now, and I think it's great of old Fish Eyes, old Bricktop, that he's once again within 12 months, the second time within 12 months, he's put on a top of the line heavyweight boxing clash of heavyweight up and comers. How do I think it's going to go? It's a tough one. Joyce It's got that. It's got them concussive blows. However, the knock on him is that he's a little bit on the slow side. My counter to that is that however slow he is, it does seem to land quite frequently. So I don't know. I don't think his blows are as slow to his opponents as they appear to be from us onlookers. So I don't dismiss Joyce because of the torque of his slow punches. Although I'm not suggesting that he's lightning fast either. But I veer towards Daniel Dubois. Daniel is just as concussive, if not more so, with his punches, and he's faster and he's slicker. However, I still think that Joe Joyce is underrated. I still think that Joe Joyce is a very real problem. However, I lean towards Daniel Dynamite Dubois. Marla.
Yeah, I'm going for a great fight, really great fight. I think it's a good step up for Dubois, and I think his speed advantage. It'll be interesting to see what kind of chin Dubois has. We'll find that out because Joyce can punch hard, but I think Dubois can punch hard too, and he's he's quicker, and I think his speed could give him a big advantage in this fight. And I'm actually going for Dubois by unanimous decision.
Yes, unanimous point decision. Okay, so yeah, Big Boys Boxing is in the building. Yeah,
very good fight, and I'm glad Frank's made it. Willing to burn one to make a good amount of money, but whoever loses, I don't think is down and out. Depending on who it is, if Joyce loses, he's not exactly a spring chicken anymore. So a bit of a rebuild for him. May get close to the end of his career, but. If Daniel Dubois loses, he's got plenty of time. He's 22, so he's got plenty of time to rebuild. But I am picking Dubois by a split decision. I think the fight itself is going to look like Dubois is going to win easily, but in the later rounds, I think we're going to see Dubois slow down, and we know Joe Joyce has got a very good gas tank. He throws a lot of punches, so he's going to bring it closer towards the end of the fight. I don't think we'll see any knockdowns in the fight unless someone's absolutely exhausted, but great fight. I'm looking forward to April 18th, and I'm looking forward to also what they're going to put on that card as well.
Yes, the undercard. Absolutement. Okay, everybody's going for decision. So, you know me, Rafi, always got to be different. So I'm going to have to go then for KO by Daniel Dubois. And if I'm right by some fluke, then you know where you heard it first. Okay, so that concludes the show.
I just read an article. Marius Wack has flown to America.
Oh, it's going to be Marius Wack versus.
He's flown to America, and he says he'll be ready if he gets the fight. Well, he's flying over, so he's probably that's pretty much a certainty that he's going to get it. Really.
So he's fighting.
They will fly him over, so he's not flying over on his own wallet. He won't be flying over there if he's not the guy. So
yeah. So we think we have the answer to the question of who Parker is fighting. Looks like it's going to be Marius Wack coming off his fight with Dillian White. Marius Wack, that big block of a man. Damn, he must the amount of fights he gets, he must be okay financially. That guy always seems to be active, seems to me anyway. So he must be getting taken care of, it seems. It's on a Dazn card. Eddie Hearn, for all of the critics, for whatever the critics say. He seems to pay his people well. You don't tend to hear no complaints that people are underpaid over there on the Massa Hearn plantation. Okay, so where are we? That brings us to the end of the show. I want to thank everybody who came on. We have difference of opinions over here, and it's all good. Just all I request is that we keep it kind of respectful, guys, but it's all good. Everybody welcome. called out everybody's name who's been on here, but I'll do it again. It was who joined me first. I'm pretty sure it was Big Boys Boxing, then Red Glove Militant, then the boxing. No, then it was the Boxing Jedi, then the Red Glove Militant, then Phil Walker, and then Marla. And if I've forgotten anybody, I do apologize. You have been in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi 90. And we had a good flow, talked about multiple topics, multiple fights of which I cannot remember. But the main topic tonight, the main topic of the night was the clear revelation. We knew it. We knew it by innuendo what happened. We knew that Lou Dibella had not worked with PBC since making the Dazn, arranging the Dazn meeting for Deontay Wilder to go speak with John Skipper. And we know that since then, PBC and Lou Dibella have not worked together since. And it was easy to conclude. It was easy to surmise. It was easy to deduce that Lou Dibella had gotten the boot from PBC because he brought Deontay Wilder to his biggest purse to date by far, and to this day, and it didn't suit PBC's needs. That's not what they wanted for Deontay Wilder, even though Deontay Wilder indicated that he was going to take the offer. He indicated it in words, said multiple places, some of his words being, I've got 2 households, I got 2 households to run. He was clearly indicating he was going to take the deal, and then bam, no, about turn, U-turn. And so we've concluded that Lou Dibella has been done dirty. Lou Dibella brought a massive deal to Deontay Wilder. He had not experienced nothing like that from any other party. Brought him to the table. Lou Dibella brought him to the table. He heard the massive deal, heard about the massive deal for himself. He was right there. Got that link, Excellente. And he had to walk away from it. Coercion. We know that it's been reported from multiple sources that Al Heyman whispered in the ear of Deontay Wilder, whispered in his ear. Where's the graphic? Where is the graphic? Where is the graphic? Whispered in the ear of Deontay Wilder, saying, That's Floyd Mayweather. That's Floyd Mayweather training camp money. The $100 million was just Floyd Mayweather's training camp money. Well, how come, Mr. Al Heyman, you haven't been able to offer Deontay Wilder Floyd Mayweather training camp money? How come? Okay. And we chopped that up thoroughly. If you're currently listening, enjoy. If you are listening in the future, enjoy. Like, subscribe, comment, share, smash that like button. Feel free to share on your social media platforms. Share the videos, spread the word, tell a friend to tell a friend about the place where you need to be. You like to be. It's right here on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. And thanks to everybody who came. And it's the BH, it's the Big Boys Boxing, it's the Marla, it's the Shahid Soleil, it is the Red Gloved Militant, it's the Boxing Jedi, it is the Phil Walker, it's the Gucci Kid, it's the Scott 70, it's the Vincent Grant, it's the Shiz Biz. Oh, we're scrolling up. It's the Chris Titan, it's the Heinrich Schmitz, it's the DJ Georgie Porgy, it's the Vizo, it's the Benno Cadman, it's the BH, and it's the Tanaris Robinson. and many, many, many more. So you have been in tune too. It's the Junior. It's the Nick Diaz. And of course, the red gloved militant. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comment, it's the shares, and it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. It's the Boxing Talk with Rafi, Monday, Wednesday, 9:55 p.m. And there's only one thing left for me to say, and that is blessed.